Hello, hello. All right, what's up? Today, we are going to be doing a sponsored stream for Scrimba. They released a new feature called Instant Feedback. So it's basically like a AI-driven feature, which I do see some self-taught courses kind of getting into. I do think we're going to see a lot more of that. But yeah, we're just going to chill out for about 5 minutes, let people hop on in. I'm going to toss it in Discord like usual. If you want to listen to music, it's going to be on Twitch. If you don't want to listen to music, there will be no music on YouTube, so you can listen to your own. And then no music for the past broadcast. So that's pretty much it. I just got out of the shower. I had some technical difficulties before. Then I had to shovel my driveway. We're good now. I finally got to shovel snow. It's a really weird thing about me. I love shoveling snow, and this is the first time we got to do it this winter. Excessively salty. What's up? Thanks for the follow, man. Hanuk Stay. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I am... Do we turn on sub mode? Or not sub mode, like follower mode for a sponsored stream? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we keep the chat off the screen. But yeah, what's up, everyone? How you doing? I might. Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? Let's bring up chat. There we go. All right, let's toss this in Discord, and we are good to go. And then I'm going to load up their announcement. And I'll include timestamps for the past broadcast, but I'm going to load up their announcement. We're going to experiment with the new feature. Got the account all set up. And then I kind of want to talk about this a bit. Like I said, I do think we're going to start seeing AI-driven features in self-taught courses. We're seeing it already. And I want to share my opinions with that. But yeah, let me toss this in Discord, and we are good to go. And we have some good music on Twitch. Just keep that in mind. All right, so sponsored. Going. All right, toss in Discord. Publish. And we are good to go. What's up, Ernesto? What's up, Rainer? How you guys doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. What's up, Jake? How you doing? Hi again, Tanukste. How you doing? All right. What's up, Bones? How is it going? All right. Chat messages. I get distracted so easily. I think we're ready. Let's kind of jump in. And I kind of, honestly, just give me your real thoughts with it. We're going to talk about some AI-driven stuff for features. As you all know, I'm a big advocate against leaning heavily on AI-generated code, but I do think AI is going to kind of bridge a gap between self-taught and what coding boot camps did for much, much cheaper. So I think it's a natural thing to introduce. And as usual, if you want to troll a bit, if you're a Twitch sub, you can request songs. What's up, Hawk? How you doing? My work moved to Workday for managing supplies. Ooh. Yeah, that's rough, Ernesto. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I feel pretty called out in your last... Oh, really? Yeah, the last video was... like, to just sum it up, man, like, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love what you do. If you love what you do, it's gonna be a lot easier. If you don't, it's gonna be rough. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I want this to go decently well. So I am going to cap some of the messages coming in. Give me a second. We'll do... All right, there we go. That looks good. What's up, Speedy Alex? How you doing? And then we'll cap it here as well. All right, I think we're going to roll this out. And then we'll do a bit of a Q&A at the end as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's up, Alex? I'm glad you can make it. What's up, Dewey? All right, I'm done getting distracted. Let's do it. Let's dive into it. Let's see what this feature's about. All right, let's go. Not leaking anything? I don't think so. Hold. Nope. All right, let's go. Cool. All right, so new feature. Many users have asked for insights and help as they are solving challenges. So today we're launching our first AI-powered feature, instant feedback. You can now submit your challenges and receive real-time AI-driven feedback directly within the Scrim. You know what I'm going to do?
Made it. If I fall asleep, it's me, not you. 8 hours and only a 10 minutes break, haha sweat.
I know what's happening. That happened before. I know exactly what's happening. I have one other alert enabled. I finally figured it out. That has been bugging me forever. Just like the overlap of messages. So I'm going to read it because I have no idea what you just said. Made it. If I fall asleep, it's me, not you. 8 hours and only 10 minutes break. Damn. That's pretty rough, Alex. But thanks for the sub. I appreciate the support. Damn, 19 months. That's crazy. 19 months of support. That is crazy, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, we're going to go ahead and port the sound over so we can hear it, just in case there's sound in this video. Let's go. I didn't know it'd be TTS either, and that's exactly what it is. We figured it out together because of you. All right, let's dive in. I'm going to turn the chat messages on here. Let's go. What are you doing? Awesome. Okay. Pretty simple. We don't need to replay that. I get the gist of it. So essentially, I guess it tells you when you successfully completed the challenge. I don't know if that's really the relevant part of it, but if you are stuck, it gives you hints. I have a couple questions on how that's going to be implemented. But I think that's pretty cool. There are some people that just get stuck. I mean, quite frankly, there are people that will just give up way too easily when they're stuck. And I think my one concern is this going to enable those people to not do a little bit of research? I think that's my one concern right now. But other than that, I think it's going to be a really useful feature. So let me just read it. We've rolled out instant feedback across most of 1,000+ challenges in the front-end developer career path, as well as our most popular introductory courses in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Well, instant feedback is a pro feature you can try for free with your first 10 challenges after signing up. Look for the purple ghost icons in the Scrim timelines, as that indicates challenges that offer instant feedback. A challenge's status will also update. Yellow, red, green as you attempt to solve it. If you want to learn about how we created this feature, how it works, we're not going to dive into behind the scenes, dive in and read CEO's blog post. I mean, maybe we can. Is it that relevant? I kind of just want to dive in. How we evaluate. If this is interesting to you guys, we can dig into it. That's fine. I think like they just wanted me to check out the tweet. But if that's interesting, we could dive into it. Just let me know. I think we just try it out, see how it goes. We're ready. Got a brand new account for this. I guess it's a little helpful, but that should give you an option to turn it off. That's exactly what I was thinking. There better be an option to turn it off. Useful for new people, but will it enable bad habits? I don't know. I mean, it can. So here's, before we dive in, we're going to try it out. And we'll see. Here's my opinion. A lot of new developers are just going to pay money for courses, or they're just going to go spend a lot of time in courses and not really get a lot out of it, because their intentions to get a lot out of it are just not there. Really, they just kind of want to get dopamine hits. They want to go through material that makes them feel like they're growing, learning, progressing towards a milestone. And a lot of the people that are just doing it for the dopamine hit to make themselves feel like they're career transitioners, but they're not that serious about it, they're probably going to give up. I don't know if this feature is going to change that either way, but I think once people finally know that they enjoy this thing, they know that they enjoy learning to code, I think this feature just becomes helpful. So it can enable bad habits for sure. But is that really going to move the needle for people that are going to lean on it too heavily? I don't know. I don't think so. And I'm under the impression a lot of people are just going to try out coding and quit, and that's okay. Like, not everyone is going to love it. And I think those people I don't think this feature is going to make a difference for them. But we'll see. If we don't, I'll be checking it out myself anyway. Okay. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, you guys know I'm honest about this stuff, right? You guys know I'm honest. All right. Let's dive in. Let's go. What do we do first? What do you guys want to learn? JavaScript. How are we with... Where is it? I just was running Mentee through something. We're going to go through a few challenges. So we'll try some JavaScript stuff, some CSS stuff. Where's for each? Is that open? No. That is in JavaScript Essentials. It's way past this. All right. Nope, past accessible. Essential JavaScript concepts. I think it's in mini projects. The join. Let's go map versus for each. Let's do it. Let's try it out.
Okay, so we've had some practice with the map method, and you might be saying, now I know how to iterate over arrays and call a function on each element in the array. And that is true, but wait a moment. Is there an elephant in the room? And if so, what is this elephant saying? Well, it's saying, what about for each? Because let's face it, for each and map seem kind of similar. So if you found yourself thinking, well, we can do everything that the map method does with the for each, you're definitely not alone. The benefit of using the map method is not always apparent, and actually it can be hard to decide which method to use in any given situation. So let's do an experiment and turn this map into a for each. And I'll hit save. And of course it doesn't work. We've got an error down in the console. We've got a blank page right here. Why is that? And what would we have to do to make it work? Well, if you're up for a challenge, pause now and figure out how you could make a for each work here. And while you're doing it, notice the problems you have and what the solutions are. So have a go at that, and I'll take you through it in just a moment.
Okay, cool. All right, so it stops there. We don't... So we have check solution here, and that's going to enable the feature. Yo, Alex, thank you so much for the gifted sub. To GG, I'm done. Let's go. Was that just like a random gifted sub, or? Yo, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know the answer? How about anyone that's learning JavaScript? What do you think? Because I know a lot of us know the answer, right? I used it some today. It's a useful feature when you're stuck. When you're stuck, yes, I could see being a really useful feature. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, just write some bad code, because why not? We're developers. We all write bad code. All right, so we are changing for each. We have playlist HTML. And this array, what is playlist array? We have our object, which we're then returning on a for each. All right, so in chat, maybe if like, you know, you haven't been coding for 5 years or whatever, what is the problem here? Let's test you guys. Let's challenge our skills a little bit. So it looks like we are returning here, right? So originally this was a map. We were returning. We received an array, essentially with a bunch of different elements and dynamic data inside. We join. We try to set the inner HTML, but we're getting some issues. Montag, I have no idea what that means, but what's up? How you doing, man? I was guessing one of the brackets. So let's try some stuff. What if we just like check solution here? Okay, you're almost there. Remember, for each does not return a value like map does. How can you build an HTML string using it? Uh-oh. Okay, so is this feedback wrong? Dispute here. You know what I'd like to see? Like, just an up and down. Like, if we click dispute. So we're not training the model. So there's no opportunities for users to mess with the model. Which is probably a good thing. So I'm guessing they're pretty confident that it's giving good hints. If you click check solution again, it will give you a different message. Let's try it out. Same message, which I actually like. I was worried that it was like going to give us an a solution a little bit more closer, or like a hint more closer to the solution. So I do like that they're just given the same hint. I actually think that here's what I would like to see. I would like to see debugging tips with this. So yes, this is correct, and probably with a lot of people that just feel stuck, this kind of hint is going to be helpful. But we're pretty far into the curriculum, and of course, this feature could really be fleshed out. It's brand new. But I would like to see, like, hey, before, this was kind of our structure that we were returning with map, right? For each is a little bit different. I wonder what is returned with for each, right? Or not even mentioning the return and just saying like for each is not really meant to return a new array in any capacity. Kind of explaining the differences. I don't know. I think it's a pretty good hint. Okay. For each doesn't return a value, try pushing your HTML strings into an array inside the for each loop. Try pushing your HTML strings into an array inside the for each loop. I would say like using the for each loop, right? Because how I interpret that essentially, like inside the for each, we're creating an array, which we then push our HTML solution or HTML element. I think the wording could be a little bit better here, but I think the hint is fine. All right, so let's just kind of experiment. I'm going to look at me just trying to break this. First, the feature's just released, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's test the boundaries and the edge cases a little bit. So we have a console log array. So what happens? Does it evaluate? Does it run the code? Does it execute it? So we have no array, right? How can you accumulate results into an array yourself? I like this better. Okay. It's just a random name. Oh, okay. I just don't know what WSG means. There's a run button. Yeah, there is a run button. All right, so what we are doing... All right, help me solve it, chat. Let's do it. What are we doing here? I don't care how much experience you have. Help me solve it. I need help. Oh, it means what's good. Oh, man, everyone uses abbreviations and I miss them all the time. All the time. But yeah, we're just chilling. We're checking out a new Scrimba feature. So we're kind of going to check some of the edge cases initially, I think. Then we'll just go through some other challenges and we'll kind of speed through it a little bit more. I don't know that much. All I know was to move her back. Move what back? My non-JS brain seeing push to constant array, but it's JavaScript and it's detached from reality. Okay. Yep. All right. So we have an array here, right? So we had map before, essentially, which would allow us to return the array, and we're just changing the elements for each of the values in the array. And we return a new array with the new values. So we don't have that option anymore for each. Let me just check solutions. We have an array. Uh-oh. I don't know what to do here. So if I check solution again. Your approach for each is close, but remember for each doesn't return anything. How can you collect the created HTML strings? Okay. So the hint is good. So I think what it probably does is it returns a hint. I think what it's probably doing is assessing, okay, we have broken code. How do we fix this? So what is broken about this? Why does this not originally work? If I change, I'm just going to test this a little bit. So we have map. I should save it. I have not been saving it. That's probably going to be relevant. I'm going to try that. It looks like you still use... Okay, gotcha. So it does adjust depending on the code. I just didn't save it. So now we have for each. We save it. Check solution. You're on the right track, but remember for each has a return. Okay, so we're still stuck here. All right, so... Yeah, exactly. All we're doing is pushing. I'm going to grab some water. All right, so what are we pushing? Let's grab this backtick instead of returning. Should be it, right? I'm going to test a couple things. Because, like, with features like this, the quality of the feature is dependent on the edge cases it tests for and people trying to break it, in my opinion. And that's what we're doing. So if we have map here and we have for each here, it's probably not going to read this, right? Almost there, use for each is correct, but make sure you're not trying to join the result since for each doesn't. Okay. Join the result since doesn't return anything. How can you leverage the array you pushed elements to? So it knows we're literally pushing elements to it. Oh, that's good. This feature is a little bit more advanced. Awesome. Okay, so we got to get rid of the join. This is irrelevant. All right, let's save it. You're almost there. Remember to use the joined elements from your array to update the inner HTML. Okay. So this is actually a little bit more advanced than I thought it would be. I know it's a brand new feature. I figured it was... I mean, like, it's able to read my code and assess it properly. I like that. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead... Let's try this. Array. What happens? Let's save it. Check solution. You're almost there. Try joining the array before setting the inner HTML to make sure everything displays correctly. This is good feedback. This is actually really good. Because you'll see, like, what are these? These are the commas, because we're essentially converting that. Well, the DOM is converting it, I believe, to... HTML elements the best that it can. So we have join. All right. Let's try this. Check solution. Fantastic job for each to build your playlist. That was a pretty good feature. I'm actually pretty impressed by that feature.
Okay, so hopefully you did everything you needed to get it working. Now, you've probably seen in the console, the error is referring to the join method. So I'm just going to close down the mini browser. We'll come down here to the join method.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. We don't need to watch the rest of it. We're going to go through more challenges. I think that feature is pretty cool. Here's the thing. A lot of self-taught developers would really benefit from mentorship. I say this all the time. A lot of people get stuck. It helps to get mentorship. Mentorship is expensive. Or, you got to be social a bit. Toby, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Welcome. You got to be social a bit. You got to go to meetups. You got to meet other developers. Not just try to extract value out of people. Build meaningful relationships to get the type of mentorship you might need to just keep pushing forward in the right direction as an aspiring dev. I do think AI is really good for mentorship. I've said this before. AI is really, really good for mentorship. Not good for generating code, especially as a junior developer, but it is good for mentorship. And that is where a lot of self-taught developers just fall off. It's lonely. It can be a very lonely path. You should be joining communities, but most won't. We're developers. We're a bit awkward. We're a bit quirky, right? We like computers. We're not exactly pursuing like a ton of super social careers. We're nerds. That's awesome. That's what makes us unique. So, we're probably not putting ourselves out there enough to meet a ton of people. Mentorship, like AI mentorship, is probably going to supplement a lot of people's journeys. It's going to be a supplement for a lot of self-taught developers' journeys. But I will stop talking. What do you guys think about this feature so far? We're going to explore it a bit more. Honest thoughts of it. Just the Sophie. Scrimba is they have like different courses, but I highly recommend them if you're trying to become a front-end developer. Their front-end curriculum is really good. I'm affiliated with them. You can get a discount below. Shameless plug. I think it's like 30% until the end of February right now. But it's a really good program. It's a really good program if you're trying to become a front-end developer. It may be bad. I never used for each for that. Always map. I mean, like map probably makes sense. No, map is completely fine here. Both are solutions, different solutions. I would probably use map as well. Oh, damn. Alex, yo, thanks for all the gifted, man. You don't have to give all these gifted. Thank you. That's awesome. By the way, when we, holy, dude, the dude's still going. He's nuts. What are you doing? Alex, you have kids? Are your kids, like, on your account right now? What are you doing, dude? Anyone, like, have Alex's number so we can let him know? Beanage. Dream, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome. Yo, I really appreciate all the gifted subs. That is crazy. Thank you. By the way, when we get to 30 gifted subs, we are going to do a community-wide portfolio and resume review for everyone. And I can definitely make sure like subs and YouTube members get in on that for sure. But just as a thank you for helping out. But seriously, thank you, Alex. All right, let me catch up a little bit. It's good feedback, and it always offers encouragement, too. Yep, I did see it had some encouraging wording. Scrimba's all about that. Scrimba is like highly positive culture. That's one thing they have going for them. Good use. This is a good use case of AI, yeah. You don't want beef? Great, you've done an array. Now reverse a linked list. Why would we do that? What does this have to do with a linked list? There goes Bones. There Bones goes again. Completely missing context of the challenge. And his mind is out there. It's somewhere else. We don't even know where Bones is at anymore. Sitting at home waiting for Don's community BBQ. What's up, Zinka? How you doing? Yeah, Alex is coming hot in with the subs. I think that AI could be nice as it's implemented here. It's done with some thought. Yes. No kids? Okay, this is you gifting the subs. Oh, okay. That's crazy. For whatever reason, Scrimba's way of teaching just clicked for me. That's what it's about, honestly, excessively. It's finding a course that just clicks with you, that you vibe with. You like the instructors enough to, like, watch their videos and read what they write over and over and over for many months. It can be a bit of a grind. And If you don't like the instructor, that's going to suck. If you don't like the way they teach, that's going to suck. That's what it's about. It's finding just what syncs up with you. Are you okay? Hope you're not hacked. Am I okay? Or Alex? What's up, Anonymous? How you doing? How you feeling, man? I saw that in Discord. Doing good, just fixing bugs and creating cards for the event. Okay. What event? Wait, what are we talking about? What event? All right, let's try some more challenges. Let's do it. We are going to do a couple more JavaScript ones. You know what we can do? We can do the getting hired and do a couple of the JavaScript interview challenges. I think this is it. Some coding challenges. Save the weekend shopping cart. We'll do... What do you guys want? Pizza night? Yeah, we want pizza night. I don't want to hear about your toppings. Don't even get started with that, but we're going to go ahead and go into the challenge with this.
Happy Friday. It's the weekend and your friends want to order some food, but of course you can't agree, so you've taken a vote. Here are the possibilities and the votes, and you're going to write a function.
Hold up. I want to talk about this. Lane mentioned on Twitter that there was an event that ordered like anchovies or like some weird topping. Has anyone ever been to like a tech event that just ordered the dumbest toppings for pizza? Like, I actually agree with Lane. He's like, just order pepperoni. You can take it off, you can put it on. Like, pepperoni is like standard. If you want cheese, take off the pepperoni. Like, I feel like that's a common sense thing, right? I just wanted to check with you guys.
Function to find the food with the highest number of votes. Your function will take in an object and it will log the winner along with how many votes the winner received. So for an example, we have this object where cats got 19 votes and dogs got 17 votes. Sorry, dog people. And the output is a string that says the winner is cats with 19 votes. Here is a small
Which of you voted for cats over dogs? More offensive than jelly anchovies? Oh, you were talking to Alex. Okay, gotcha. Glad to hear you're getting better, Anonymous. Me, clearly? I don't like this. Can we change this? Let's save that.
Small hint, you may want to have a variable that keeps track of the highest value in the object as you're looping through it. Have fun with this, and I'll see you in the solution scrim.
Oh. That's a bug. Getting started, challenge. That should not have moved us through. So this is the challenge. Okay, we're stuck here now. Okay. Nope. It's doing the auto thing. I think I could shut that off.
It's a common exercise. Happy Friday. It's the weekend and you're fit. Have fun with this, and I'll see you in the solution scrim.
We're going to just pause here and click X. Okay, we're good. That's a bug. All right, so let's do it. Cats for the win. I didn't cheat. It says 17. I didn't change anything. Relax. That's definitely a common sense thing. Nobody will complain with just cheese or pepperoni. I think so. Like, there's some weird pizza toppings. I think, like, that's actually a pretty important thing to lock down, you know? You got to trust the people ordering the pizza. I didn't change anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It says 17. Settings, you could shut off the auto next lesson. Okay. We'll just, we'll click X on it next time. All right, so what are we doing? Can't agree on what to order. So you put it to a vote, write a function to find the food with the highest number of votes. Your function should take in a food object and find the food with the most votes. Okay. It should log the winner along with how many votes it received. We're going to try to break it a little bit. Example input, and then we'll jump into some CSS features. All right, anyone like just kind of learning JavaScript a little bit new? What should we do? I think this could be fun to go through. Pasta pizza? What is wrong with you? I took the risk for everyone, tried anchovies in January with pineapple. Not the worst, but... This is our top gifter, by the way, saying this stuff. Ugh. I wouldn't try this as course, but already been through one. Are you saying you would try this course, but you've already been through one with Udemy? Okay. I question everyone here. Yeah, we're a bunch of trolls. I don't know what's wrong with us. All right, what do we do next? You guys guide me through it. Let's check the solution initially. Looks like your function is currently empty. How can you modify it to determine the food? Okay, so I got an empty food or function. So we got an object. What was the object we're receiving? I'm not even paying attention. I'm just trolling. Function should take in a food object. Okay, so it takes in one of these and find the food with the most votes. Okay, so this is probably going to be the food object. Cool. I'm wondering, like... Let's just save it. Just going to write some code. Your function is printing the object, but isn't quite finding the winner yet. How can you determine which food item has the most votes? All right, so can you guys remind me? Let's run this. How do we bring up the command line stuff? It's been a while. I think console is currently hidden. Okay, so bring it back there. So we have undefined. Okay. What do we do? I'm doing the JavaScript course since it's free. Okay. You like the interactive stuff here? It's pretty damn interactive. I don't know how Twitch is doing it. My internet is getting up to 300 megabytes per second. It's still lagging. That's weird. No drop frames from my end. All right. So we're getting the object. We're going to look it up, and we want to return the value. So do we want to return? Your function should take in an object and find the food with the most votes. You know, one thing you'll learn about me is I can't multitask. I go back and forth between chat and forget what the hell I am doing. Should log the winner. Okay, so we're logging the object, which is why we got the feedback. Yeah, you're logging. It says no one is helping me. It's fine. I will brute force this on my own. Let's see if this works. What else could we do to like test this? So this is, I think, one thought is, man, you know what I like? I would love to see this with Scrimba. I would like Scrimba to implement a feature because you have check solution, which is cool. I love this, right? Because before, I don't even know if they had that check solution, but like a check solution feature is awesome before they moved on because it would just go onto the video. And even before that, like a while ago, you had to pause it. So they're upgrading a bit. You have to check your solution. But I wonder like what happens if you can't really abuse this. Like you can keep clicking check solution over and over and over, and it's really just targeting the next step. And what are you going to do? Just keep pressing it? I don't know if, like, it's just giving you a hint. It doesn't even give you the answer if you want to beg for it. Like, you just can't get the answer, right? So I like that they don't allow you to get the answer. It's always a hint. I was worried about this being abused and enabling bad behavior. I don't think it's doing that. I don't see how this is really a bad thing. Do you guys? You're close with setting up the function, but remember, you need a loop through the object. To find out, return the food item with the highest votes. Okay. So we got to loop through the object. So I was interpreting it like, you know, game night food. Okay, the object is going to be this. I was not faking this. I legitimately just did not read. So we are getting game night food. I just didn't read. But like I could see that being an interpretation like, oh, okay, this is the object. What are we doing? Find the winner. We're going to go ahead and just console log this, but we got to figure out like which is the highest value. Okay, so now we have an object that we got to loop through. How do we loop through an object? I'm going to keep challenging you guys. I'm not letting up with this. You guys walk me through this. There's no way we don't know JavaScript here. This is a sponsored video. I want you guys to teach me JavaScript. There's no way we don't know JavaScript here. What is the next step? It's not your fault, Don. It happens with every streamer, but today I will have meltdown soon. Oh no, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why Twitch is bugging out for you. Does it not use test cases, kind of like Exorcism? I mean, it's just console logging, executing the function. I really don't know how it interprets it exactly. I really don't know. What do you want? I was half... Oh, Zinka, yeah, you. 100% you walk me through this. So we need to solve this problem. Essentially, we get an object here, and we got to return... The winner is... the key with 19 votes. So we got to loop through and figure out which is the winner and then return the key, essentially. Array. What about an array? We'll go to CSS next. I know you guys know JavaScript. None of them have 19 votes, though. This is an example input and an example output. Basically, what it wants is like tacos is the highest. So the winner is going to be tacos because it's the highest. You're good. I swear. Why are you guys picking on Zinka? What? Leave her alone. What the hell? Say, guy, I think you volunteered it when you said you like people picking on you. Calm down. All right, we're calm. We're calm. Deep breaths. You are easy to pick on. All right, what do we do first? Okay, now serious mode. What do we do first? We know this. We're going to try the check solution out one more time, then we're going to CSS. Anyone, what do we do first? Get a loop through it. All right, how do we loop through an object? I'm doing this. No one's going to help out with Zinka? For food, okay. For food in game night food. Awesome. All right, we're looping through an object. Now what? So method to check objects, right? There are multiple methods to check objects, yes. But it depends on what you're doing. What's up, Ram? How you doing? Oh yeah, Zinka's got this for sure. All right, so we're looping through. Pulling out of love. All right, so we're looping through. Then what? Other people can contribute. How's it going, Ram? How you doing, man?
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Oh, by the way, Jeremy on YouTube. What's up, man? .NET guy. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. By the way, if you guys have any questions about Scrimba or like want my thoughts about anything, feel free to let me know too. I don't mind answering. You know, I'm pretty honest with my affiliate partners. So, all right, so we're looping through. Now what? I'm not letting up. We're not doing this. I'm not letting up. You guys help me through this. We know JavaScript. Show me we know JavaScript. You need to make some variable to store the key value pairs in. Okay, so we're storing the key value pairs. Okay. So is it going to be like an array of key value pairs, or what are we doing with that? We'll just we'll start here. Check solution. You're setting up a loop, but remember to find and compare votes to determine the winner. How can you use this loop to identify the food with the most votes? I would array. Where are we at? How to put in a pizza order. We are looping through the object right now. So we have to store a key value pair. Said year, just what's the next step? Just, we're kind of working together. But yeah, you kind of can. Like, what is the next step? What are we trying to do? But yeah, anyone is welcome to contribute. So we do need a loop through this, for sure. But essentially, we need to keep track of, like, what is the highest. And I would even argue I would probably keep track of the current highest, right? You need to push the numbers from the loop to the array and then sort the array. The numbers, okay, gotcha. So what you're saying is push, so we're gonna have the key. This is where I like just putting key, honestly. Like, it's not food. I mean, technically it is food, but it's the key, because we gotta, if we wanna just push the value and then sort it, it's gonna have to be like game, or we'll do object key, right? And then we're gonna console log the array. You're off to a good start by creating an array of votes. What condition can you use to find the highest vote while iterating through the object? What condition? Ooh, interesting. I don't think it, like, I was worried about this AI feature holding your hand. I don't think it's holding your hand that much. You'll relearn JavaScript? All right, sounds good, said. Loop CR10, what does that mean? I wouldn't worry about, don't worry about efficiency. Screw it, don't worry about efficiency. Solve it, then you can worry about efficiency. I'll do it again. Then we're going to go to a CSS feature. Great attempt, you're on the right track, but try to determine which food was the most votes and return the information instead of just logging the array votes. Okay. Yes, we can. So what we have pushed to the array, let's go ahead and just run it. Console log, find winner. We should be able to run it. Well, that's not good. Function, find the winner. It should run for key. We console log, we're not returning. Let's refresh, I guess. I don't know if that's a bug or not. I've had that happen. I guess it might still be a bug. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just blind. Or I didn't mean to click check solution. Try again. Let's run it. How do we get this to run and see something in the console? How do we even test this? We save. Key is not defined. Okay. So we save it. Food is not defined. This is what we wanted to use to loop. That's what you're saying. I don't know JavaScript, but can just constant food of object entries and then keep a tracker for the current max food vote. What's up, Kadao? Okay. Of object entries. Then keep a tracker for the current max. So we could grab the entries. We would essentially have an array of arrays with key value pairs. Okay, we might not have a lot of JavaScript people here. Should we initialize two variables, largest value? Oh, that's interesting. And another largest index. That's interesting. Okay, so what he's saying is largest value is some array index. But here's the thing. We have an object. So what we could do is we're going to go ahead and do this. And if we console log array. Okay, so this is going to be broken. All right, so here's the entries. We essentially have this. So what I think excessively salty is kind of talking about is grabbing the first value, and that's what we start with, right? So highest, and I would even argue like highest or like most voted equals entries. And we can start with an array of the key value pair. We could do constant most voted and just compare it with entries 1. I think this is what he was alluding to. Let's get rid of this. Oh. Should be 0, so we're accessing the first entry, and then the second entry within here. So we're accessing this, and then this. So 0, 1. Cool. We get a 3. So this is our highest value. We can start with this, and then we could just kind of loop through. We could use multiple things to loop through this. We could do that. I'm going to read what you guys said, but... So let I equals 1. So we already have our first entry, our most voted. We could do something like this. There was a second thing we had to keep track of, though. Working at the same time. You're good. I'm glad other people are hopping in. I remember, yeah, so we got the key value pairs. Shouldn't we use let or constant to food key? For what specifically? It'd be let, not constant. Good job. There is no work, there's only done. Writing JavaScript now, let's go. All right, so if we're keeping track of the value, one thing excessively mentioned, should we initialize 2 variables, largest value, array 0, and another largest index? So the largest value and another largest index. So we're keeping track of the index and the value. Now here's the thing. So we could do this. And we could start off after the entry, right? And so what we could do is like if entries, the current index, which will be this, we'll start off with this, and the value is greater than most voted, then we can replace most voted with entries. We might as well do like constant votes. So if the votes for this, entires, no, entries. Actually, I'm going to create a bug there. Then most voted equal votes. So we have this so far, and we're replacing it, right? And then we get to the end, most voted, and we should have 10 at the end, right? So I'm going to do this right now, and I'm going to see if it detects the bug and what happens with that. Entries is not defined, check solution, or entires. You're off to a great start. There's a small typo in your loop that's causing an issue. Can you spot it and also make sure to return the final winner? The correct. This is awesome. This is freaking awesome. I love that it's not holding your hand. It's not giving you the answer. You have no way to get the answer. This is good. All right, so we have entire, so can help debug, entries. All right, 10. Awesome. So we have 10. We do have 10. Now, the tricky thing with this is we only have 10. Now we got to figure out a way to map the 10 to our entries. Or we got to figure out, like, how do we look up, like, we have the value and we have to get the key based off of the value. That's tricky with this current setup. Does anyone know what we can do here? I'll kind of like skip through it a little bit more and maybe about a couple minutes. But what can we do differently? Because all we do is we have the top value. So we can continue with this implementation, and it's going to make finding the key a little bit more difficult. Or we can change our implementation, and maybe instead of just storing the value, we store something else. There's a bunch of different ways to solve this. My Twitch chat, it's not loading. Wait, do you guys have more messages? Let me refresh. Oh, my Twitch chat was broken. What? It was not loading new messages. All right, let me catch up. I was referring to the original loop that is now commented. You were getting error that key is not defined. It was not initialized in the variable. Ah, gotcha. So you were saying let. Good call. Now it's shouldn't it be? Yeah, you are right, Jake. You are right. That was the error with it. JavaScript let you loop through key value pairs and not just keys. So you can, and that's what we were doing before. I'm probably going to move on from this problem in about 5 minutes. So let's see how far we can get, just because I want to explore the feature a bit more. And I want to do it with some CSS stuff. But we could do this, essentially, right? So this might even, like, we could continue with this method. There are a couple different implementations with this. But what we could do, honestly, here's the thing. With this, we can start the loop one extra iteration. It makes it kind of easy to just have our index start at 1 here, where we just take that first index here. And we extract it out. We start with the top voted. We really couldn't... What we could do is like top food. We could store an object with this too, like top voted food equals object, and we can essentially have the food, an empty string, and we can have the votes as 0. Just start it off at 0, right? And then we loop through if object... So this is the object, and then we have a key. If that value is greater than top voted food.votes, then we're going to update top voted food.food with the key, and we're going to update the top voted food.votes with object key. The value of this, right? And so this is what we could do and loop through. And let's see if this works. Looks a little bit cleaner than this. Top voted food is not defined. Forgot my constant. Okay, so we have food. Tacos votes 10. So we have the correct thing. And then what it wants us to do is your function should take out a food object and find the food. It should log the winner along with how many votes we get. So we are going to grab this. And I think this looks a lot cleaner than going this route. The winner is top voted food dot food with top voted food. We're going to test one more thing out. Dot votes. All right, that's probably the solution. Let's console log that out and see where we're at. Check solution. You're almost at the finish line. I like the encouraging words. Your function identifies the top voted food correctly, but don't forget to return the final result in the required format. This is actually good. Yeah, I really like this feature. All right, let's do it. Let's console log it out, see if it works. Check solution. You're on the right track. However, make sure your function returns a result instead of just logging it. Should log the winner. I think that should be a little bit more clear. Your function is what we're talking about. It should log the winner. I think you should probably change log to return. Almost there. All right, let's check. There we go. I like the fireworks or the confetti. We got it. We solved it. Good job. Neglectful. I'll be honest, I have zero idea how to do it. JS objects are not my strongest part. All good. We did it together, man. We did it together. Yeah, I think this looks a bit cleaner. I like that solution a lot better.
And also see you in the solution.
No. We're not going to go to the solution. Just let me go back. Okay, cool. I think this is a lot better. Like, if you didn't want to store it in an object, some people are a little bit more comfortable with like top voted food is the actual food, the string, and the constant top voted point. This is fine too. I would start out with 0 to look, right? Because what we would have to do if we had if this was null or something, we would have to check if it's null in order to actually replace it. Because, what happens if we compare a number with null? Is it going to get us the result we want? So I like starting off with 0 and just sticking with the type from the beginning. But yeah, this does kind of clean a lot of this up. Some of this is just test code, but still. All right, let's do some CSS. How comfortable are we with CSS? We're going to test this feature out. Let's go. We got it. JS objects aren't my strongest either. I'm still on CSS in the course. Yo, you're up. Accessibly, I think you were on the right track, though. I did like your solution, and it did work. But yeah, you know some JavaScript too, man. Is it bad to store it in a map instead of an object? No. Not really. I don't use maps and sets as much. I feel like it's a little bit more verbose. There's optimizations that map and set bring, which might be overkill for something like this, but you could totally do this with a map. All right, let's go to CSS. I want to check one thing before we move on. Let's go to... Would it be cool to be able to go through all of this together, the Scrimba stuff? Man, that'd be cool. I do like front end. I don't want to be glued to React for the rest of my life. That's all. All right, let's go front end path. Let's go CSS. We're going to go to essential CSS. Do you not like CSS, Tanooks? Do you mind if I call you Tanook? Let's go. Essential. CSS fundamentals. Challenges. Let's go. Headings. Working with what you have. Now, can we go through some a little bit more? Working with what you have. Breathing room. Let's do breathing room. This is the challenge. What are we doing here? Introduction. Set up. Oh, we chose the. Oh, that was a solution. What did we choose? Setting up the layout. Breathing room. Oh, there we go. I think we just chose the wrong thing. I wasn't paying attention.
It is time for challenge number 5, which is.
You guys ever just go through a course and like your mind is like half on? I feel like when I do that, that's when I recognize I just gotta like just take a break for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, get some water, bathroom break. What we are gonna do on Twitch, I don't want to run ads right now to get rid of pre-rolls, but pre-rolls suck. Where are we at? Should we take a small break before we go into CSS? I think we should. Kevin Powell is cool. Yep, Kevin Powell's the CSS guy for sure. Does a challenge solution reflect the previous lessons? It typically will challenge you with stuff that you did learn in previous lessons, yes. CSS, yeah, this is Zinka all over. She loves CSS. So why don't use courses, use books. You like books instead. Hey, if you like books, go with books, man. Ad break. Let's do an ad break. All right, 3-minute break. This is your only chance to take a bathroom break. This is it. You are not allowed. All right, you got 3 minutes. Bathroom break. Grab some water. Grab some snacks. And before you grab the water and snacks, wash your hands. Okay? All right? All right, 3 minutes. Ready? Set. Go.
CSS CSS CSS.
We are back. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yep, on the clock, Paul. Everyone's on the clock. We're strict. I have a weird relationship with courses. My attention span is bad, so I feel you. I mean, listen, we all have a certain
How
attention
does one
span.
use CSS to center a DOM?
You don't. I don't think you can center me. I think I'm always a bit off. You are welcome, Jake. Last time I used the book syntax was wrong. It was an SQL for beginners. Yep, at least courses can be updated. All right, Tanuk, I will see you later. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, there's no centering me. I'm always going to be off. Hey, man, tell me a good resource learning React. Scrimba. Right here. Scrimba. The React course is actually really good. I'd highly recommend checking it out. Did we go through some of the React course on stream? I don't remember if we did. All right. We ready? Let's go. We're going to turn the music off. We're going to listen to, I think this is Kevin Powell, right? All right, let's, here we go. Let's go.
This is giving our site some breathing. It is time for challenge number 5, which is giving our site some breathing room or fixing the spacing on what we currently have. Because things are coming together, but we want to space out the different sections. But just make sure you don't go too fast on this. There is a small wrinkle. And so when we're done, we should have something that looks a little bit like what you see on the screen right now. So we're going to add some backgrounds in here. We will fix up these backgrounds and make them look a little bit better later. For now, they're there just to make sure that you're doing things how I want you to be doing them. And so I'm putting it in air quotes right now, but each part of the site needs 100 pixels of space on the top and the bottom of it. So we want 100 pixels here and about 100 pixels there. And then this one too, and then this one too. Not exactly what we see here, but when we're done, each one should have 100 pixels. And we're going to give each one a different background color. If you want to use the colors I'm giving it, they're here. They're also included in the instructions. So you can use those. If you want to use different colors, by all means, use different ones. The one thing that's really important, whatever the colors are, is that they extend from one side of the viewport to the other. So I don't want them being stuck in that 560 or 570 pixel container that we created. So that is the little wrinkle, which does mean that there are some changes that you'll have to make to the HTML. And when I say, just to make it really clear, what I say by the viewport is I mean the width of this. So, it should touch the edge here all the way to the edge on the other side. Make that smaller, the background follows it. If I make it bigger, the background follows it. So we're not setting a width on anything there that has the background on it, but the content inside should still be limited to the 570 within each one of these sections. Good luck to you. I'll let you get going on it.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to make a little...
Nope. Go back. That is a shame that they haven't fixed this bug yet.
Luck to you. I'll let you get going on it right now.
Or it's to continue to next lesson. Oh, yeah, same bug. Just continues moving forward. So we're on the challenge right now. All right, let's go. Bob's role is really good. He does a React course. Yeah, he is really good. I like him. I'm still waiting for Angular. I would honestly, I was just thinking about this. I would love for Scrimba to create an Angular course. I would 100% go through it. 100%. They're just good at teaching stuff. That's all right. I'll just look at the docs. All right, so Chrono, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. Let's bring our music back. All right, so what are we doing? Me not paying attention again. I think we are. All right, we have this, and we want, let's refresh. We want some spacing between some of this stuff. We want a different background color. And I think that's it, right? Just background color and spacing. All right, so we have a container. We have our article. Let me just look at this. So we have this. I'm a graphic designer. Let's see where it splits. So this is going to split here. And then my most recent article is going to split there. Okay, so we have H1, H2, H2. All right, so what do we do first? Let's do some CSS. We essentially need to divide this into 3 sections. I just put a background color and some spacing around it, right? This is our current HTML. This song's good, by the way. What do we do first? You guys guide me through it. You can teach us. No, you guys are doing this. No. You guys can do this. Oh, I could teach us by learning on. Oh, with the Angular. Yeah. Yeah, with the Angular. That'd be fun, man. Section them. What do you mean by that? This is a good song. You need to put each of them in a div to style. Yes. All right, so Lil's AF Big and Zinka has it. So we are going to create divs for these. Whoa. That's not what we want. All right, let's bring this over. Let's save this. All right, cool. So we have 3 different divs. Looks pretty much the same. We have our styles here. We have H1. Okay, so a bunch of stuff for our headers. Now what? Now what do we do? Bones, did you just say run npx tailwind? You get it. We'll give you, I'll be generous. We're going to give you a 10-minute timeout for that one. A 10-minute. That answer was so bad. But I don't think it deserves to be kicked from the entire stream. Just like 10 minutes. And I think we can all get behind that. That tailwind was ever suggested here. Unbelievable, Bones. Unbelievable. This is what I mean. My community is full of trolls. Unbelievable. I think you were asking about resources for Angular. This is a good interactive tutorial. Yes, with the Angular site, I'm probably going to go through that on stream, by the way. You can use a section element if you prefer divs. Yep, semantics. I would say that's probably a little bit more semantically correct. We're just going to use divs for now. I do agree with that, though, with the section. Give them all a class. Okay, let's do it. Yo. We'll just do, okay, section. All right, let's try this. Let's save it. Let's just check the solution for now. You're moving in the right direction. Make sure each section has the specific spacing and backgrounds required in the instructions. How can you add these properties in your CSS? Ooh, okay. So let's go ahead. I think, what was it? Like 100 pixels all around? It's a lot of spacing, is it not? Oh man, I can't scroll. Sometimes it bugs out like that. Okay, so we have 100 pixel spacing. Weren't those the instructions? Instructions. Each part needs 100 pixels. Each part needs a different background color. Okay. So let's save it and try it out. Check solution. You're on the right track, but remember to apply different background colors to each section as per the instructions. How can you differentiate them? That's good, it didn't say. How do we do that? Yeah, they wanted spacing around each of these sections. And the background colors need to expand all the way. So we're going to have to debug that. I like div on div, div soup. Now center the divs you just made. Not happening, Alex. They're already centered. Unless section is going to be a common class, you need to specify them more. Okay. So it is going to be a common class for our padding. So let's keep section. I like that. Let's do, so section, we're going to say, we got to give it different classes. We already know that. Why do we not want IDs? Why do we not do this? Right? Because if we want the, let's see. If we want unique things that we can target, why not give it an ID and just do this? Section is going to be background color. Do I have it copied? Why not do this? And then update. Actually, that should have worked. Let me refresh. Background. Is that not? Wait, ID, section, div, container. Is that not saved? Still shows like a... Let me refresh. We have section here. I don't know what this... This looks like it's unsaved. Why is that icon there? Okay, what's going on? Help me debug it. Non-codes, rating with a party of 53. Let me turn off the followers thing. Yo, non-codes, thank you so much. Let's go. Everyone that's coming in from non-codes, we are going over a new Scrimba feature. So they have kind of like an AI-driven feature where they're just kind of giving you feedback. So for a lot of self-taught developers getting stuck. Kathen Nay, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, it's just a sponsored stream. We're affiliated with Scrimba. If you're trying to learn front end, I highly recommend them. Not just because I'm affiliated, because they're damn good. That's why I'm affiliated. But yeah, we're going over a new feature where they're kind of just analyzing what you have and where you're getting stuck. And it just gives you little hints to move forward for people that do get stuck and you're kind of working alone. So if you guys don't know who Non-Codes is, she's been learning as a dev for a little bit now. And she has... honestly, the grit and the motivation that I wish a lot of other people had. She just keeps going, like the Energizer Bunny. What's up, Non? How did your stream go? Yeah, Scrimba is a front-end focus Yep, another course. Front-end focus program. They have some other courses. I highly recommend them for the front-end stuff. That's what I can full-heartedly recommend them for. There's no depth. There's only HTMX. There's no span, there's only the div, there's no tailwind, there's only CSS. I like it, Jake, I like it. Time for haiku. Tailwind brings the mute, CSS brings the raid. I like it. What were you guys doing over there? How'd the stream go? Divs everywhere. I don't want divs everywhere. I don't know about you guys, but I am so tired of nested divs within nested divs within nested divs. So right now we are stuck. Maybe you guys can help me debug this. I have a feeling everyone coming from non-codes, you hate CSS. You probably do. I want to make sure that the follower thing got deactivated. Followers, yeah, it got deactivated. All right. But yeah, so we are stuck. What we were trying to do, literally, is divide these three sections, put a background color here, here, and here with some spacing. And we tried it, and it's broken. I need help debugging it. Let me see the styles file again. So we have a styles.css. Oops, I actually didn't even mean to do that. Section 1. All right, so we have section 1. My question was, why don't we add, or why don't we target an element to style based off of its ID? It's unique, right? We're only targeting one element, section 1, because we'd have to do like ID equals section 2. Why do we want to use a class of section 2 over an ID? What is typically kind of a conventional reason for that? That's my question. But yeah, I really do appreciate the raid. I was struggling on subscribing to reward redeems. Are you using for reward? What are you turning your app into? Oh, maybe like making it so like they had to redeem a reward and use points to be able to request a song or something like that. Because honestly, I'm looking forward to you launching that song bot. We're using Nightbot right now, but I'll use your app once you get it built. Reward redeems, that'd be interesting. What API are you hitting for that? You don't do much of CSS? Yeah, non-codes is not a huge fan of the front end, I don't think. Let's do Elixir with Phoenix framework. Node.js, no React. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to solve what we're trying to do right now. ID has higher specificity. Yep, that's it. Really simple. Once we deal with higher specificity, then we can get a little bit wonky when we want to target. If we did add like a section 1 or like even a section, this ID can start replacing a lot of the styles, even if it's above, right? This ID is going to have a higher priority, and it's going to replace anything with a section here, which sometimes you want overrides. That overrides are okay, but when you really build up a lot of your CSS files and you have a bunch of elements you're trying to style, it get really messy trying to debug stuff when it comes to specificity. So always keep it the same and just target classes. Section 1, we're going to do background color here. Yeah, we'll just do this. I want to grab this. Cool. All right, so we have a background color of this. Let's get rid of this. And I'm kind of curious. I want to try one more thing. So we have an ID. I wonder if it's going to yell at us for this. Let's try styles. I'm going to do section 1. It's broken. Section. I cannot type worth anything today. Let's do check solution. Try it again. You're so close. Your sections have padding, but not the full background colors. How can you ensure? Okay, just keeping it general. I actually like that. All right, so we have section. Oh my God. Section 1. We have a class. We go instructions. We got rid of it. We just got to add it back. We're going to get rid of the ID here, and we have our background again. Different names on each div. Paul knows it. I did misspell. You guys caught it before I did. Yep. Specificity is always a pain in the butt. Keep it consistent as much as possible. I don't hate the front end. I just have so much I want to learn on the back end. You like the back end more, okay. I don't know. It didn't seem like you liked React. I'm going to be honest. It just didn't seem like you liked it. Maybe you would like front end if you didn't have to use React. But listen, I like back end myself, none. I get it. I had it working on my old bot, but now it's not working on the new one. You're rewriting the whole... What? What do you mean the new one you're rewriting? Really? No important. Stop using important. Stop it. No. We're not using important here. Stop it. All right, let's go. Let's solve this or get close. We got to go the colors. It's what is this? Let me grab it from the markdown. I'll speed through this a little bit. By the way, anyone that's new here from Non's raid, or if you came in afterwards, we spend a couple streams going through boot.dev material. We're learning backend. So if you like backend from Non's stream, you might like it here. It's a long course. We're going to be doing it throughout most of 2025, usually Monday and Tuesday. And then Thursday, we're going to be learning Angular and working on Twitch Sprout, which is an app that I have neglected, unfortunately. But I think I just didn't want to dive into the front end because I wanted to try something different than React for the dozenth time. So we are going to be learning Angular. It's on top of Nest with Node. And we're going to be building essentially a Twitch app that takes a bunch of your data and provides you useful analytics if you are a streamer. I think it's fun. I've just neglected it because I keep getting contracts and I keep getting stuff to do. That's really the big reason. All right, let's style it. No, uh-oh. I don't want to add files. Let me just refresh. You should let me click out of that. That's a bad feature. Instructions. Let's try this one more time. Styles. No, why does it keep doing this? I will just let me copy it. No. Let me copy it. What? We getting some Scrimba bugs? Copy slide. I don't want to copy the slide. It's buggy. This lesson is buggy. Sometimes you get that with some lessons. I'm going to type it out. Get out of here. EAF9FF. I'll fix the names. Background color. EAF9FF. Section. Oh my God. Section. Did we not add it? Am I just like, I swear, sometimes when I talk and type, I just lose my place completely. FFEAEA. Let me type. FFEAEA. All right, so we have section. I think when I refreshed it, reset it or something because I didn't save it or something like that. All right, so we save it there. We have section 1, 2, and 3. We have a background color, and then we look at index. We have section 1, 2, and 3. So this, we're going to go ahead and do a refresh. It bugged out. Okay, we're going to refresh. There we go. Now we got it. Scrimba still has some bugs. All right, so we are almost there. This is bugging. We have class section 3. If we look at styles, it erased it. Okay. EAF9FF. EAF9FF. I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I'm a straight shooter with this. Scrimba has too many bugs. It does. It's still worth it because it's a really good curriculum and it's taught very well. Like the interactivity, but it does have bugs that need to continue to be cleaned up. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. All right, we are good. All right, we have it. Now we are stuck. We are definitely stuck because we have to extend it all the way across. So we'll try this feature out in a second. All right, let me catch up with chat. If you dislike nested divs and you could replace the div class with sections. Oh, I don't care. People just complain in my chat. You know what? Sometimes I just like to write divs inside of divs because it bugs people. I think it's fun. Oh, with TypeScript. Okay. Why didn't you just like convert your old app to TypeScript? I don't know. You just wanted to rewrite it completely? Maybe like go through maybe you're like copying and pasting like old functions. Angular. I think because you refreshed, you didn't save. I think that's what it was one of those times. Now to make it fill the viewport. We are still stuck. Seems fun. Those bugs would drive me crazy and I would most likely not be back. They're frustrating. They are. Yeah. I noticed that like there are some lessons that do it. And I don't know if it like needs to be like remapped because you saw like Kevin Powell like circling up here when he was talking about like the top element, right? And like the mouse wasn't lining up with what he was talking about. I think some of the lessons they just got to go through and remap that, and I think they can. Because you go through like a course and everything's fine, then you go through the next course, you get a couple lessons that are just like wonky. They could spend some time going through that again. Going to get food? All right, take care, Nan. And thanks again for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope your stream went well. Enjoy. Rest up. I'm sure you're hungry. Kind of getting hungry. I do div soup and use Comic Sans font just to troll. I like it. To space out elements? Nope, not happening. All right, let's do a check solution. Nope, that's wrong. Amazing work, you made everything fit perfectly. No, that wasn't the goal. Well, that's a bug. We were supposed to make it go all the way across. Accept it? Nope, I don't accept it. I sucked. Look at this. Look at this gray. It didn't reach 100% width. Okay, the check here sucks. It's bad. We found a bug. Was that, did he mention it was a stretch goal or something like that? I don't think so. Job's done. Hey, listen, it meets the requirements, right? You should have wrote better requirements. I just checked that last box off. We're good. I'm shipping it. We're shipping it just like this. It's beautiful. I know that it's not easy to make a course platform, but still that discourages people with short tempers. I 100% agree with you, Jake. 100%. Remember, I went through like 90 to 95% of the front-end curriculum myself, and I ran students through it who paid me money. And to kind of like, I've apologized for some of the bugs multiple times. I think that was the older version, though. I do think it was an older version, but still, like, there's still bugs in the V2. I know they're getting them ironed out as best as they can. They do care about the platform, so eventually these bugs will be ironed out. A bit of a small team, from what I understand. But I fully accept that that's going to be frustrating for people. One thing I can honestly emphasize is, like, you can have a very well laid out course with no bugs and just like it doesn't really prepare you to become a front end developer. So I think my mindset with it and the reason why I still highly recommend them, because I could partner with anyone, I could get paid for this with anyone, right? And there are some like cookie cutter large companies that would probably pay me a lot more, to be honest. And I've had them reach out to me, but the material's the best from what I found. So still highly recommend them. Did he write it in the instructions in the MD? Let's cancel this. Let's check. Instructions, extra spacing, each part. I guess he didn't, right? So maybe this is a lesson where it's like the instructions didn't match up. Is it looking for the MD? Maybe. That's still a bug in my opinion. Like, it was very clear to extend this. I don't know. In my opinion, that's still a bug. What's up, Renee? How you doing? Bug appears. Why doesn't it work? Bug exists, but code works. Why work now? You done it? Small dedicated teams work hard to get it right. Small bugs are fine as long as they are addressed quickly. There are bugs that have not been addressed quickly. I'm sure they're trying to prioritize certain things, but there were bugs that lasted a while. There are bugs that still exist to this day. We were experiencing some of the JavaScript stuff where like I had to refresh the entire page just to get it to console log it to the page. Or was that because I saved it or I didn't save it? I'll have to go through and test that again. But it's really hard for me to remember some of the older bugs that did exist if they still exist now. I have it documented somewhere. Like I have a bunch of bugs documented somewhere when I ran people through this. I don't know. Playlist is great. Thank you. I like the playlist. It's pretty chill. I've been working with React again for like 8 months now. Why do you hate it so much, Don? The higher level React concepts are hard to grasp but they're powerful. Because I guess we can go into it. Anyways, let me wrap up this and we'll kind of just do a Q&A just for a little bit, right? We could talk about front end stuff and how much you guys all love front end because I'm sure that's the case. um, coming from Non's raid, or non-code's raid. But yeah, we'll talk about it a bit. But here are my thoughts with the feature. We'll wrap it up there. Let's go full cam. Here are my thoughts. I think it's a really good feature. I was really worried about it being a crutch and being used as a crutch, and it still can. But the end of the day, like, it is built into the check solution feature, which I don't think is that UX friendly. I would almost think like people might not know that they could get a hint by clicking the check solution feature. And even if you give them like a little wizard in the beginning to tell them about that feature, I do think like we can go, let's load up a different concept. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. CS fundamentals, challenge.
We're just plowing our way through these challenges. So this one is, so I'll get this out of your way and let you get started.
Okay, pause there. No! See, that's the thing that it shouldn't be doing that. That's a bug. There's no reason for that to happen. That's still, that's been going on for a long time.
It is time for challenge number 5, which is
so
giving our site some breathing room or fixing this.
We're going to go challenge here.
Welcome. So here you go. You can get started.
There we go. All right, so we have save. How do we? Oh, so not everyone is going to have that. Did we pick one that didn't? We did. Okay. We have a challenge here, making things a little bit more fancy.
Moving. Good luck.
Okay, cancel that. All right. So check solution, I don't think is great UX because that doesn't tell me I can get a hint. It doesn't. I wonder if I would have an extra button for it to indicate, or I would probably figure out the right wording for this. I don't know. I just don't think this is the most intuitive way to figure out that I can get a hint with this. Even if you do a wizard at the beginning and teach them this will give you a hint, people will forget. They might like solve 20, 30 challenges and just forget, and then they get stuck and they're like, wait, I think there's like a hint thing, but how do I get it? I don't have the solution yet, so I shouldn't do check solution. And people can interpret this as like submitting the solution and then getting like negative points potentially. Like usually sometimes you'll get a grade in courses, sometimes they just don't want the course to check their solution yet. It's not done yet. And so they're a bit paranoid about that. So I don't know if the wording is the best, but one thing I do, oh my God, I'm such a bad streamer. I'm pointing to this. I forgot to share my screen. I'm pointing to this. Yep, you should be seeing the screen. I'm just a bad streamer. All right, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, if I want to get a hint of what to do, I'm not going to know to click check solution necessarily. Even if I have a wizard in the very beginning of going through all of this entire course, I think the wording could change a little bit. I don't know what I would change it to. I don't know if there should be an extra button to get hint or something like that. Man, this song's fire, by the way. But I don't know. There's something unintuitive about that. But the feature itself is actually really good. It's really good. It doesn't give too much information. It does help you get unstuck, and a lot of people will give up if they get stuck. I think it'll probably take away the interactivity in the Scrimba Discord because, Scrimba has a pretty awesome community, and people would probably ask questions in that, which I guess it's not that big of a deal, but I do think there are a lot of courses that are moving more towards AI-driven features, which I think is a good thing because I think a lot of self-taught developers lack the mentorship and getting a little bit of help that's not holding your hand can be very effective in keeping new developers moving forward, especially when you haven't really dove deep into documentation yet and stuff like that. Ideally, I think this becomes a crutch later on, and it can be. And I would want Scrimba to encourage people not to use this feature. That's the thing. Later on, like somewhere encourage them like, hey, let's start looking through documentation. Hey, let's start encouraging ways to debug this. Instead of like what we could identify in our code where we're going wrong, what would be the next debugging step? That would be fantastic to add in. So I would probably add something like that in. But should it tell you like maybe you should console log here, or should it tell you? It did kind of hint like that our variable might. I think like in the beginning, one of the beginning JavaScript challenges, I think it hinted towards Baba Jallo. Thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. I think it hinted towards like what variable would have a value that was a bit off. I think what I'm trying to stress is, and I want to see this feature like really get fleshed out. I would like the feature to stress debugging, like helping the developer become a better debugger, because that is where a lot of self-taught developers really, really struggle with. So if it can accomplish that and do that effectively, you are building up really good developers. If you are just giving the next hint and the next hint and the next hint, especially later on in the lessons when they should be looking up documentation and should be a better debugger, then this becomes a crutch. That's how I feel about this feature. So overall, I really like it. I think it's going to help a lot of people push forward a little bit with this, but we'll have to see what they turned it into. Those are my opinions on this AI-driven feature. What do you guys think about it? And I could share what I don't like. Like, I could just really, I made a whole video about it, Dewey, and you could watch it when I said I'm leaving backend, or I'm leaving front end for backend. But essentially, like, the React ecosystem is just abstraction after abstraction after abstraction. Just hook up a bunch of different libraries, and you just, basically, you're just a developer that just pieces together UI libraries, and that's all you're doing. There's no interesting problems to solve anymore. You're just piecing together libraries and looking at the API documentation. You don't really have any consistent conventions. It's kind of like the Wild West, just like Node.js with Express. And then you have things like, it's just the ecosystem of Next that's injected and like pushed on so many new developers that just fucking suck with JavaScript. It's really the ecosystem around JavaScript and React that I really, really don't like. And React doesn't need to be used to solve like 90% of problems on the front end. I think that's the main reason. I don't think it does. It doesn't mean you can't like React. I just don't want it shoved down my throat all the time. And if I want to be hired and be a marketable developer, I'm forced to learn React. Fuck that. I don't like that. React shouldn't be used for a lot of different things. I think it's more of just the ecosystem and how influencers are pushing it. And I'm just turned off by it. And I'm kind of bored by it. You didn't listen? It was jamming to this song. That's okay. Music's pretty good here. If you are a sub, by the way, you can request songs with exclamation mark SR. And then the YouTube link like this. I like it. The eventual possible crutch is easily plausible. More of a gradual push to figure it out oneself later on might help. I think so. Like, if they detect that you didn't really solve it and then you're clicking this too soon, like maybe have a little pop-up like, hey, this is good when you really get stuck. But like if you spent, like 10 seconds trying to solve something and you click check solution to be able to detect that and then say like, hey, maybe you should spend a little bit more time on it. Typically people might spend, 5-10 minutes on this problem. Why don't you try to solve it on your own? Debug stuff. Here's some tips to help you debug before you click check solution again. Now this check solution will always be here if you really want it, but this is what we encourage. Messaging around that would really help developers. That's where you can really chop that dependency in half. All I heard were a lot of words that weren't Angular. Okay, Ram. Well, I'm glad you guys are... Thank you. Thanks for listening. How do I song request? I just typed it. It's exclamation mark. Yeah, Zinka got the sub. She's about to make you hate. You know what? She can look up in chat on how to do a song request. We're not going to tell her. We're not going to tell her. I'll help you guys out a little bit because I got to listen to the music too. I didn't think about that, Don, why you reminded her. I forgot the songs that she was going to request. I'm just being honest, Jake. I just forgot. What's up, Tanuk? Welcome back. The reason why I ask... All right, so that's pretty much it. We're just going to chill and do a Q&A. But this was a sponsored stream. I appreciate Scrimba for sponsoring it. I think it's an interesting feature. I'm going to leave this up so you guys can watch it afterwards. But we'll see what it kind of turns into. The reason why I ask is that a lot of the features... Let me pull this over here. Let's see you guys. The reason why I ask is that a lot of the features I work on now actually requires deep knowledge of TypeScript and React's behavior and life cycle. Oh, okay. And I felt like it's no longer front end, but rather just programming at this point. Oh, okay. I mean, if you like React, dive into it, man. Mine's not a request, it's a demand. Did yours get added? Yeah, just because I don't like React that much does not mean it's not a useful tool, Dewey. Again, I just am kind of turned off by the ecosystem at the moment. And it's really Next that I'm just like completely turned off. I think Next pushed me out of front end. I'm going to be flat out, like straight up honest with you, like just the Next ecosystem and developers just learning abstractions and piecing UIs together and piecing like cloud hosted stuff together and not really diving deep into the weeds of like really learning how that data gets sent through the entire app. It's just a turn off. Eventually, I think every developer probably should dive into stuff other than JavaScript and dive a little bit deeper into backend and see how that works and just keep exploring. But you don't need to do that with Next. You don't really need to become a good software engineer to use Next and build stuff with Next. So I don't know. I think that's what it is for me. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have Nightbot open. Hold up. Oh, I had Spotify. Oh, okay. Hold up. Zinka, yours didn't get added. Non-codes, we need your bot. Zinka's didn't get added. We need non-codes to finish her song bot. You re-added? Oh, I see it. Okay. It worked. But just ask him for your opinion. I don't hate it or love it. It's used at my job, so I try to find joy and learn. Yeah, like, again, don't take my gripe with it seriously and have it affect you. Like I said, it's the ecosystem and really the Next.js cult that just turned me off from front end. That's the main thing. React's a really useful tool. Angular's incredibly heavy for most stuff that you're going to be doing. We're going to learn Angular because... screw it. Why not? I want to learn something new. Yeah, I think I learned React again after working for years. Maybe that's how I'm able to appreciate it more now. It's not that I don't appreciate it. I just hate the ecosystem. I hate the culture around it. I'm not saying it's a bad app. What the? Who requested this one? It doesn't tell me. Oh, Ram did. Okay. It's not bad. By the way, if you're watching this in the past broadcast, there's going to be no music. If you're watching on YouTube, there's going to be no music. You're just going to see me bobbing my head and talking about stuff that feels irrelevant. I'm probably going to look like I'm crazy. And Next probably made me that way, so that could be the case too. Who here, type in chat. You guys like front end or back end more? Type in chat. What do you like more? I'm curious. Give me kind of like an overall vibe. I agree. Being a software engineer is to sign it up for a life of learning and constant reinforcement of information. Yeah. You got to remember, like, I have kind of this view of the dev industry from like how junior developers are going to view it and how it's going to affect them. So that's also another turnoff is how Next is just injected into new developers' lives and learning paths right away. So I do feel like I'm kind of biased. But even if I thought about, like, do I want to use React to build something? I'm probably not. But I think I'm just bored of it. That's all. It might just be it that I'm bored of it. But yeah, developers need to dive deep one day. Nope, we're not skipping it. We're watching the whole thing, Ram. This is yours. Ram Tanay requested this. I'm undecided, still learning front end, haven't done much with back end. Okay, still undecided. All right. What do you think abstractions offered by Next are bad for you personally? Because they're bad for developers that want to become a front end developer. So we could talk about different abstractions, but Next is a limited backend, right? And so you're piecing together external services to provide a variety of stuff on the backend that is going to fit your needs. But if you're trying to become a good developer, you're not really learning kind of the traditional, Next has a backend. It just abstracts that away so you don't have to worry about that. And you're going to become a way better developer by fleshing that out on your own and digging into the weeds of that. So Jake, I think everything that I say, you got to keep in mind, I'm talking about developers that are trying to grow. And when I'm talking about Next and front-end developers learning Next is focused on front-end. You are a back-end developer where you don't get to really create custom code a lot, but actually, I don't even think Next is good for you if you like building back-end. It's going to abstract a lot of that away. But Next is really bad for front-end developers who, well, I'm misspeaking now. If you are a front-end developer and you are very comfortable with JavaScript, you're very comfortable with React, and you have used React Router, you have organized React in different ways, you've looked up different articles for different conventions, why things are organized a certain way, you built several applications, and eventually you don't want to use Firestore for a backend, and you want to just use Next backend, I think that's a fine way to go. But you're not really forming your own opinions in the beginning, which you can. You can form your own conventions and try to organize things on your own. And that is something to learn as a new developer, to form your own opinions and why you organize things and how you clean up your application, how you organize it. Having a reason of, I organize my routes this way because Next told me to organize them this way, doesn't tell me much about you as a developer. And when you are trying to create opinions, you're trying to create conventions for yourself, and you want to talk about that in an interview to show that you're a thoughtful developer solving problems and organizing things on your own, you can't do that when everything's abstracted out like that. There's a lot of different reasons. But it's really just, it's introduced to people way too early. That's the big problem. Welcome back, Bones. I cooked some food, but I'm back. Worth it? Okay. What'd you cook? You gonna share it with us? I imagine once I get to React, I'll want something else. I think a lot of people are gonna like React. I think me complaining about React is not going to carry over to a lot of new developers. It's pretty heavy for backend developers just wanting a UI. It's just, again, the ecosystem and the cult around it. This is the anime cover. This is what Zinka listens to all day. I'm pretty sure Lane listens to this stuff too. It's not bad. He said he listens to it while he lifts from boot.dev. Full stack with DevOps, DevScopes, and data engineering. I like a lot of variety. Okay. DevOps and data engineering side of things. Interesting. Okay. We're going to be diving a little bit deeper into backend and start going that direction, but probably not that deep. Diced beef and Chinese curry with butter fried rice. Not bad. Pretty healthy meal. I like it. This is what you listen to, huh? I like backend more, but I like full stack. Just better than backend. You can miss me with front end only. I've mainly been learning front end for the last year. I've done some stuff with databases for creating and storing users, for example. I still have a long way to go. Okay. Awesome. All right. That'll be fun. Again, if you are an aspiring front-end developer, using something like Firestore is perfectly fine. I think eventually you're going to want a database to be able to build more impressive applications, but you don't need to learn backend. But again, this is where Next can supplement that down the road. But Firestore can as well. Supabase can. I do agree with you that Next is a terrible thing to start with because it doesn't promote in-depth learning. It really doesn't. And you don't really know the differences between like what is Next and what is React. Because most of your React positions that you're going to be going into if you get a job, it's like it's bundled with Webpack. You just have a standard React app. Sometimes you'll toss in some sort of different customized data store with it. And you'll have different libraries, but often you are... I had to turn that down. It's a good song, but I struggle with talking with the music with words. I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm gonna turn this song back up on my end. I don't know. I'm getting so hungry and so tired. Now Bones came back with food, and I'm like, damn it, what do I want to eat? I used to listen to a lot of Census Fail. No, you're good. See your song request. But yeah, I was essentially saying it's like you don't really know what is part of Next and what is part of React, and most positions are going to be Next. Most front-end positions are going to be Next. A lot of full-stack positions aren't going to be Next. So you don't really know what you have available in just React. You're probably going to be using React Router and extra libraries to be able to make API calls. It's misleading. That point right there, not knowing what's React Next, TypeScript specific, that's the danger. Yup. 100%. And people think I'm crazy. People do. But I think you should learn JavaScript before TypeScript. Don't use TypeScript right away. People think I'm crazy for it. They disagree. So a lot of people either hard agree or hard disagree with that. But like, understand the quirks of JavaScript and what TypeScript is solving before you jump into the next abstraction. Understand the faults of it and give yourself time to be able to do that. Oh, your pizza is here. All right, Alex. And I don't know if you're leaving, but thank you for the gifted subs and all that. Been on an emo, whatever this genre is, kick for a while. So much nostalgia. Yeah. It's the kind of music I used to listen to quite a bit. By the way, if you want to replace this music that both Ram and Zinka have requested, you can sub and request your own music. React Router Remix, Redo, Refix. What did I just read? And what's up, Genya? Many full stack positions are Java or C# with Angular, React. At best, it would be React, GraphQL, and Node. We got to learn Angular. I would love for Scrimba to teach an Angular course. I would 100% love that. We are the music gods. All right, guys, we'll go for like another few minutes. We'll just chill and hang out. I appreciate everyone being here. Make sure you follow. We're going to be live tomorrow. Friday is our gaming stream. We're going to be doing a dating game. And it's actually pretty funny, I think. Because I think it gives bad advice. Maybe you guys will think it gives good advice. I don't know. But we are going to be doing the dating game tomorrow and trying that out on stream. And Genya Games, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. I think Scrimba is also dropping a backend course. They are. They're going a little bit lighter on the backend. I can tell you full-heartedly, 100% recommending boot.dev if you actually want to get into backend. But I don't think it's harmful to learn a little bit of backend, for sure. As long as their front-end program stays strong, I'm happy recommending them. But yeah, we'll have to see what they flesh out with that, for sure. You're the only tech person I've heard online to say, I want to do Angular, keeping it fresh. A lot of people like Angular. I don't know what keeping it fresh means, but yeah, you get a lot of people that like Angular. You probably need to widen your circle a bit. Lane apparently bought someone's front-end platform or something. I saw a post on it. What the? Don't get into front end lane. Stop it. You're kidding me. Are you serious? Please, Lane, don't build a front end. Come on. Just like, I love Scrimba for like doubling down on front end. They're really good at front end. I love boot.dev for doubling down on back end. I could have swore Lane said he wasn't doing some front end stuff. Not positive. Okay, maybe you just made it up. I don't know. I hope he doesn't build front end courses. Yeah, everyone look this up. I got to bring Lane back on the podcast and talk to him about this. You're not going to beat Scrimba on the front end. You're just not. I'll tell him that. You can do crazy shit in Angular because it was used to two-way data binding. It is a bit different, yeah. I'll have to learn kind of how that works, too. Again, I love Nest. I'm going to see if I like that on the front end. Maybe I'll hate it. Oh, I remembered that. I code this. Oh, it's just like he's not. What is he like? Is it just a platform, or is he like building out front end courses? I saw something like that. Can you guys expand on that? What is that? It's a challenge platform. Okay, gotcha. So Lane isn't really like, so it's not front end. Okay. Genya, you scared me, man. Come on. Oh no. I finally found like two that are like really good at front end and really good at back end. You scared me. Kind of related, I saw an example of a video platform that I'm using to integrate with our app. The example is written in raw.js. It could look so badass, simple and light, zero imported frameworks. Nice. You'll have to let us know how that goes. Challenges for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? I don't know. We'll have to see what he does for it, or with it. I don't know. I see why you like it. I wish I'm that good at vanilla. I mean, like, hopefully it has, like, good documentation and everything, right? Just because it's written in vanilla doesn't mean I love it. I don't really care. I don't really care about that if it's, like, written in JavaScript or TypeScript or whatever. It's easy to read. Okay, that's good. I'll have to look into that. I don't know. I'll probably let it play out a bit. Check it out. Right now, it seems to have strong gamification. He could just, like, he might just be bringing in the platform for the platform itself and not the challenges. You can tell that this was written by someone who knows what they're doing. Well, that's good, Dewey. Nothing's worse than working with a new library with, like, really poor documentation and it's poorly written. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. We've been on for a while. I appreciate everyone being here. Make sure you follow. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to do games. Then Monday and Tuesday of next week, we are going to... So 4 p.m. Central Time is usually when we go live. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We are going to be doing boot.dev stuff Monday and Tuesday. Then we're probably going to be learning Angular on Thursday of next week. And then doing the game thing on Friday. So, okay, sounds good, Dewey. No worries. I hope your move goes well. Appreciate that, Paul. All right, cool. That's it. I'm out of steam. My mind is kaput. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for joining with a sponsored stream. If you haven't already, I highly recommend you check them out. There's a link in the description. Up until the end of February, there's a discount that gives you like 20% off, or 30% off, sorry. So... That is, Ram, we're going to have to do the LinkedIn review another time. That's bad timing. That's really bad timing. You'll just have to remind me. Oh, you're kidding? Okay. Yes. There's no way. There's no way, man. Yeah, anyways, check out Scrimba if you haven't. If you're trying to become a front-end developer, I highly recommend them. You can get a discount. It's an affiliate code below. They have a refund policy. I think it's like 14 days. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but try them out. I think they're really good. Or don't. Try something else out. If you like books, buy books. If you like YouTube videos, do YouTube videos. If you just like looking at documentation, just look up documentation. All I really care is that you care about what you're doing, that you're having fun with it. And I cannot wait to skip Zinka's song because I saw that last song request. So suck it, Zinka. You guys have a good night. Good luck on all of your projects. And I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube, and then we will raid on Twitch because we got like 30 people. So stick around on Twitch. Let's show a streamer some love. All right. See you, YouTube. Bye-bye.